my best friend spent a really peaceful week in Greece, and I'm going to be sharing with you the Airbnbs we stayed at, how to travel here, places to eat, activities, and so much more. I really hope you enjoy this travel vlog and make sure to subscribe to see more videos like this in the future. It was going to take us a full day and then some to travel to Milos. We booked really affordable flights using the Google Flights feature. We were also going in May, which is a lot more affordable than going in the prime time of summer. Also, our bartender, when we were eating lunch, gave us free shots, so we were going to be lit on the plane. Honestly, these drinks knocked me out for this 10-hour flight, which was perfect because we had a 4-hour layover in London. But then 17 hours later, we finally got to Athens, Greece. We just got to Athens after like an 18-hour long journey, and we were supposed to be here yesterday, but our flight got delayed like a full 24 hours, so hence us staying at this airport hotel, but it's actually really nice. We got ourselves some dinner from the airport, which was so good, and then I took a shower and did a fake tan before sleeping like a baby the whole night. To get to Milos, you can either take a ferry or a flight from Athens. We decided to take a flight because it was so much quicker and we were too excited to get there. I'm also showing the prices of everything on the screen, so you'll see that throughout the video, but we arrived at the really small airport, got our rental car, and then went to go get coffee. We both got double cappuccinos, which were so good, and then took our time walking around this cute town, taking in all the sights. We had a few hours to kill, so we were in no rush, and then we drove to go explore a beach. We just got here to Milos, and we had to change the back of our car because we can't check in today until 3 p.m. But we wanted to spend the morning doing something, so we're going to the beach, we have our little coffee, and then later we're gonna go to the grocery store, get some lunch. But I just think it's so funny. We literally had to open up our trunk and change out of our suitcases, but I kind of love that. Like, that's the best kind of travel. This was only my second time in Greece and my second time back to Milos. The last time I was here, I was actually with my ex-boyfriend, so I was excited to just make some new memories with my best friend. Also, while I was in Greece, I used an eSIM for internet and data, so I would like to thank AirAllo for sponsoring this video. Data roaming can be so expensive, so to avoid those charges while you travel, I highly recommend installing their app to see the best deals on global eSIMs. AirAllo provides instant and affordable connectivity with their SIMs in over 200 countries and regions. You gain instant connection the moment you arrive at your destination. I installed their app, clicked the country I was going to, selected my package, and done. This came extremely in handy when we got into a bit of a tight situation later in the video and I needed data to call a local repairman. AirAllo also offers the possibility of extending your package for much less money than any other SIM or roaming pricing. You can try AirAllo for yourself by clicking the link in the description and signing up for their website or downloading the app. Also, as you can see, we were living out of our suitcase in our car. We then took ourselves to go get some breakfast, parked right by the pier, and it was such a beautiful little spot. Got ourselves these gorgeous yogurt bowls that were so refreshing. I can already just tell I'm gonna end up loving all the fresh fruit here. It also had honey and walnuts. It was so good. We got a parking ticket. So now you know, don't park in that area. I'll show it on the map, but it's so annoying. We just got to this Airbnb and we're gonna give you a quick little tour. This Airbnb was so cute and had such a great location. The interior was really basic, but honestly, we didn't really need much because we were gonna be outside most of the day. But it was located in one of the old fishing villages. All the little homes were used to store boats by fishermen, which is really cool. Also, the funniest thing is the stairs were more like a ladder and they were so hard to climb up and down. Honestly, it was a struggle even for us, so if you're a huge guy, it's gonna be even harder. Starting the trip right. We relaxed for a bit and made ourselves at home. I went tanning for a little, we had some snacks before we got hungry and decided we were gonna go back into town and get lunch. I love a good gyro, so that's what we ended up getting, and I feel like I'm gonna have to keep up a gyro counter because we're gonna end up eating so many on this trip. Coming back, we somehow locked ourselves out. It was so hard to open this door and we had to wait for someone to come and help us, so we cracked open a bottle of wine and just sat and tried to enjoy wasting time, I guess. You can tell I was so annoyed, even though we'd probably just be on our balcony drinking wine anyways. I was just like, what, why? But when we finally got inside, I wanted to just lie down and tan a little before swimming and just enjoying the afternoon. I brought 2 books with me for this trip, and while lying down, I was reading The Alchemist. I feel like relaxing and being off your phone while on vacation just hits so differently. I will never get over how beautiful our little cove was. You can see me swimming in the back. I just felt like a little kid again. I woke up so early because of jet lag, and today we were gonna go and do a boat tour. But first, I wanted to do a quick little workout or yoga session just to stretch and get my muscles feeling good after honestly sitting in a plane for hours. I flowed through a few movements, and honestly, a huge tip when you're traveling is just stretching can help you maintain the muscle you already have. And a huge reminder, because I sometimes need to remind myself too, is it's okay to go a few weeks without working out, especially on vacation. You should just enjoy yourself. We waited until things were open, and then me and Natalie decided to go get ourselves another double cappuccino, our favorite way to start the morning. We also got some puff pastries, this Greek yogurt, and I also got a sandwich. I just said hi to this boat looking like this. My little hoodie and little shorts, but it's so funny. We took a boat tour from the company Horizon Yachts. It was €100 per person and was all inclusive of snacks, lunch, and an open bar, which included unlimited wine. This was both of our favorite day of the trip. The water was just so gorgeous, so clear, and you can bet we swam as long as we could in every single swim spot. Honestly, we felt like mermaids, and it was so healing to my inner child. Also, something I've learned while traveling is this idea of, okay, you know how we say pretty privilege is a thing? I honestly think it's more about nice privilege. Like, if you're a kind person, people will be friendly towards you and treat you better. And I just felt like both me and my friend were so friendly, and we got so much out of this trip because of it. Our guide actually handed us beers off the back of the boat. We made a lot of friends while doing this boat tour, and that's another thing. Everyone is always afraid to make conversation first, and so people can seem standoffish, but in reality, if you just approach people, they will most likely be happy that you chatted with them. After our boat day, we went and got some gelato because I was craving like a cold snack. We drove back and I got changed for dinner. I was wearing this really cute dress that I've had for ages. Jet lag is hitting us hard right now, like a rock, but we're gonna go get dinner because we're starving. We haven't had any meat today. One of the guys on the boat recommended this restaurant that was right on the water and basically in the main town area, like right by the port. We got mussels to share, this pasta dish, also octopus, and 2 Aperol spritzes. It was so good. This was our last morning in the first Airbnb. We were going to be driving to a second one this afternoon, so we just really took our time to enjoy. I ended up going swimming later, taking a plunge in just this gorgeous crystal clear water. I asked my friend Natalie to take a video of me here because it was just so beautiful, and this little kitten came and joined us and hung out with us. But I loved having a little bit of solitude and taking a dip in the really refreshing waters. This is my makeshift tripod. We're checking out this morning, so we're doing a quick little last swim before we go to our next Airbnb. And we're also gonna go to this like gorgeous beach club that I'm so excited for, but yeah, I'm like loving it here. It's so peaceful. And I could not predict that this would happen. I popped one of our tires as we were driving, so we had to sit and wait for someone to come save us, but this really sweet old man gave us lemonade. I popped our tire, but at least people are nice and we got to sit and get some Wi-Fi so we could call someone. And this man brought us lemonade. So good. So nice. 3 hours and $250 down the drain later, we finally got the tire fixed and we could go off to our new Airbnb. So let me give you a quick tour. This one had a much nicer interior with a fully furnished kitchen. The living room was gorgeous. We also had such an incredible view, and there were 2 bedrooms with 2 queen beds. The bathroom was so nicely redone, and the woman also gave us her mother's homemade cooking. It was so sweet, and a bottle of wine. We then drove ourselves to this beachside restaurant that honestly had some of the best food I've ever had. It was a little pricier, but so worth it. Also, in the height of summer, they have beachside cabanas, but I think it wasn't out because this was the beginning of the season for them. This pasta was probably also the best thing I've eaten during this whole trip, and it's surrounded by volcanic rock, which is just so beautiful. After a day of really bad luck, I forgot to mention I also accidentally locked us out in the evening of our Airbnb, but luckily someone came and saved us. But I was so ready to have a day filled with good vibes, good energy, needed to reverse all of that bad luck. But I cut us up some oranges, had my coffee, and then got changed because we were going to be going to one of my favorite beaches. We just had breakfast and then we drove. Now we're here at Sarakiniko beach, which is so famous here in Milos, and it's stunning. Natalie had to change in our car, so she came up with a genius invention and stuck our towel in the window. And then we got to the beach that looks like Lunar Rock and is so famous for its gorgeous landscape. Had a couple of these beers that we called frat beers, even though it's obviously just Greek letters. And then I made myself a little Greek salad as a snack. Okay, the funniest thing is we bought this economy bottle of wine from the supermarket for €2, and it looks like olive oil, but it's actually not bad. Cheers. Yeah, it just tastes like house wine, but it looks so funny. We were like, we have to get it just for the joke of it, but it's actually pretty good. It's our last night here in Milos, and we're going to this really famous restaurant called Medusa, so let's get our third octopus for the trip. This restaurant is really popular in Milos, and they're famous for their sun-dried octopus, which of course we got, as well as calamari and this really good swordfish souvlaki. They ended up giving us free shots. They tasted kind of like licorice, which I'm not a fan of licorice, but I had to drink it to be polite. I cut us up some fruit for breakfast, and we enjoyed our morning before checking out of the Airbnb. I'm also obsessed with these chocolate digestive cookies. I look like a rough grandma this morning. But after checking out, we went to go get some lunch. It was really gloomy out, which is sad, but I was craving a gyro again, so we went back to the same spot. This time I got a pork souvlaki one, and it was so good. Also, I had this thought. I feel like the way Greeks put French fries in their gyro is kind of like how Americans put chips in their sandwiches. It adds like a nice crunch and fried texture. We then went shopping around the little boutiques to get some souvenirs for friends and family. I also ended up buying myself a little something. I also bought myself little cookies from this bakery that is so cute, and they have so many options. Got a coffee. We also got some Aperol spritzes while waiting for our ferry at 3 p.m. The ferry is honestly a really easy way to travel between the islands, and it's really affordable, much more affordable than a flight, so that's a great option. Our ferry ride was so bumpy because of bad weather, but honestly, once we got there, I was just so happy to just relax and fall asleep. The next morning, we woke up at our beautiful hotel, and they had a breakfast buffet that was so good. They had so many options, I couldn't believe it was all included. The links to everywhere we stayed is down in the description, but I got myself some eggs, bacon, a pastry. This pigeon kept trying to eat our food and I had to fight him off. It was so funny. But this was such a nice last morning in Greece before we took our flight back to the US. We also walked around a little bit in Athens and saw some of the Acropolis. We bought these matching shirts in Milos, and I know it's so touristy, but we just wanted a way to commemorate our trip. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.